Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I created Magic and Miracles with one purpose only: to help people all around the world achieve their manifestation goals and dreams. True story, we all need to live out our dreams and goals. This is what this earthly experience is about. I've been a coach for 10 years, 3 years now on YouTube. This is a new channel. My predecessor channel is linked below. It's called Magic and Miracles. There's a plethora of audios and videos and lives on that channel, about 600 of these items that you can look through as a portfolio, one might say. But I had to start fresh because the other channel, unfortunately, has carried some damage, a technological damage. And so I'm starting fresh on this channel. So welcome to everybody who is new. Subscribe and hit the like button. Let's boost this channel so that we can grow it back to what it's actually supposed to be, so that we can spread the word and help more people. Even if you're not coming into coaching with me, I really want you to thrive. I really want you to succeed. I really want you to get the most out of these teachings, the way that my life has transformed and how I've come, to be who I am today in my journey. And I did have my own journey for 15 years, for the last 15 years. The journey never ends, but it was a turning point 15 years ago, and everything I learned and all the deep dives that I did in my personal life, I've then incorporated into what's called the signature coaching program. And if you want to be in coaching with me, this is the package to go with the signature coaching package. The links are below as well. There's also the payment installment links, but I recommend in this coaching program 3 months, okay? 2 to 3 months, but really 3 months, okay? If I was to kind of like speak for you, on occasion there is a person who needs more, and that's totally fine. But at that point, like past the 3 month mark, I really don't feel like you need to meet with me 3 times per week, which is what the signature coaching program is. And so at that point, I would downgrade you to a different package, etc., etc. But the first thing that you do if you want to be in coaching with me is to book a 1 hour session via Zoom. I want to meet you face to face. I'm sure you want that too. You can ask all the questions. I will certainly ask a lot of questions about your background, what it is that, you're kind of struggling with at this point in time in your life, and how I can be of help. Even in a 1 hour session, people have walked away with golden nuggets that if you take the action on those things that I suggest, and never tell people what to do, it's not my place, but if you take action on these things, you will inevitably succeed. I never take fully credit for my teachings. I've been transparent about it. I channel everything. So even in the coaching session, I definitely channel this advice, and people who have walked away and implemented those things. This is your part now, right? After absorbing everything in the coaching, after processing the emotions, after revisiting certain painful parts so you can smooth it out, then you need to start build on your new life. And quantum leap to the golden Buddha status is what I call your ultimate timeline, which you actually belong on. And this is why you're suffering, because you actually belong on a different timeline, being a different person, living out a different world, a different life, as it were. Not entirely being a different person, but a better version of you, if you will. So if you have any questions before booking, by all means, my emails are below. Now, I've recorded this audio that I'm about to attach to this audio. I've gone technologically savvy. Don't you know? I recorded last night walking. So please don't mind, the way it was recorded, but it was truly inspired. And I believe this will start to help you think differently. If you're desperate right now, if you feel left behind, etc., by your SP, I really want to provoke thought on this channel and to really deliver you again out of that miserable state into the very, very empowered state that you ultimately really, really are. Remember, big thumbs up and big subscribe. Now let's have a listen. Thank you for watching and listening. Always. Hello, everybody, and welcome back So, couple of thoughts that are just kind of I wanted to record because I'm starting to channel as I'm walking. Don't you know? Oh wow, 555. 9:15:55 as I'm recording this. So fabulous synchronicity. So here's what I wanted to say. A lot of you, and I can relate because I used to do the same exact thing in the past, especially in my 20s, where you feel like, you know what, I really want this person back. No matter what I have to do, no matter what kind of potion, what kind of magic spell, etc., which I think is why people get triggered. Some people, I should say. When I use the phraseology, symbolic physiology of magic spell, because it just really means a really powerful intention. I really think that you guys should learn how to do just that. I just had a course, if you will, a group coaching of sorts, the other last week. That's really like the most important thing. But that's not the same as witchcraft, okay? Big difference. So you're willing to do whatever you need to do, but it's not that often that somebody comes into my coaching and asks themselves, like on their own, this question, like, is this the person that I actually ultimately see myself with? Right? Not because momentarily your ego is bruised and the feelings are hurt and all of this stuff is understandable. Sometimes we relive these cycles to reprogram our mind to do better, right? But if you really look at it for what it actually is and not what you're trying to make it look like, because a lot of you idolize this guy or girl not for nothing, okay, all the time. Everybody does that, and not once, maybe, maybe out of the 10, yeah, maybe one person voluntarily, but it's not often, would ask themselves, hey, is this even the best that I can do? Right? Because the kind of um, partner that you're choosing for yourself will inform a lot of fucking shit in your life. You should really consider this before getting carried away with the stubbornness of ego or, even like the insistence to not forgive. It's kind of like you can spend years there and nobody gives a shit kind of situation. So you're not getting back at anybody other than yourself when you're not letting go, parenthesis here, but, and ultimately are wasting time, perhaps, just food for thought, right? Something that I'm thinking out loud now. Um, is this even what I want? If I had it my way and this guy or girl would be with me right now, is this actually like the best that I could do? Or would it just be so short-lived and actually, come to think of it, here are all the other reasons that I would not, quite frankly, prefer them at all. So how you like me now? Now it's kind of like, see, when you bring it down to earth, and you really start acting like it's real, like you could have that something, the conversation changes. And if you look at it, in some cases, not all, in some cases, then it's not the person that you want. It's not this person. This person triggered something within you, a, a self discovery, asking questions. What do I have to heal in that sense? But that's not the person you want. And, there are times, and I've discussed this before, where quite frankly, the universe intervenes on your behalf and removes this person out of your life. because it knows, like, even if you don't understand at that moment in time, it universe knows everything about you, knows what you're really worth. They'll just remove that person, ciao cacao, and they'll be rude to you, they'll ghost you, the works. You understand? But I think ultimately what I'm all about is self empowerment. And for you to be able to ask these questions like, wait a minute, what am I fighting for here? Is this person even worth it? And that could be a hard one because again, emotions, they could be strong. And I completely understand that. But if you're completely transparent with yourself about what I just kind of proposed here, is this even worth it? Meaning, like, is it really the person or is it me who needs the help to understand it's not about the person? It's never been about the person, it's about you, right? I mean, it's always about you, but in this scenario, it would be way more about you because this isn't even the person, you see. If you're completely honest, right? In some cases, you just, and you feel this like feeling of entrapment almost, you're like, I really don't want to like you. I don't want to love you, but I do. Why is that? It's not love. It's a chemical reaction to the same learned pattern, the behavior of not getting what you want. It's an adrenaline rush. It's proven on a chemical level, your brain reacts with this kind of like an addict to some kind of a drug when you need this scenario, in other words, to get some kind of satisfaction. I know it makes no sense, but that's the reality. This adrenaline rush, of being rejected. There's so many levels to this. We can discuss in steps, okay? As I channel these messages. So it just really does become about this addiction, never ending addiction of looking for problems rather than solutions. You get addicted to the problem. It's so much so that sometimes, when I ask people in coaching, sometimes do you already say sometimes? Here it is at other times. Sometimes in coaching, sorry guys, gotta have fun. Um, you know, if everything was exactly the way that you wanted it to be, like what would that feeling even be? And sometimes it's very difficult for the person. It really is because the drama is learned so well that you associate it as normal by now. All right. You associate it as normal, and in fact it isn't. So you see where the addiction lies. So even if everything went to the new normal, right? Everything was fine, you had everything. I guarantee that if you don't unlearn this addiction to difficult relationships, difficult people, gravitating towards that and feeling more of a resonance with this kind of situation because it's so familiar to your psyche. If you don't unlearn it, you'll just reproduce it all over again, because it's what it is you're comfortable with. That's what it's all comes down to. So, but when decisions are being made, again, as far as who you bring along in your journey has to radically change. And if you're perfectly honest with yourself, the kinds of decisions that you're making in that department, I think you will start to make new ones. All right. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.